Hi, I'm Amanda, a trauma-informed movement therapist, and this video is designed to help us build the skill of orienting. So orienting to safety within our environments, as well as orienting to our sense of proprioception, meaning that we can feel and sense our body as a physical being moving through space. And we'll also be working with interoception, so our ability to feel and sense what is happening within our physical vessel. So all of these are very important senses and skills that often are distorted or inhibited in some way through the experience of trauma or chronic nervous system dysregulation. So we're going to bring these senses back online with this practice. For the practice, you will need a chair, not a couch, not a chair with a big cushion, but a hard surface so that you're not sinking into it. And you're also going to need a danda, or if you don't have a danda, you can work with just a big stick. You can unscrew the stick from your broom or mop and use that. Okay, so come to be seated on the chair and just shift your eye gaze, tracking the corner where the ceiling meets the wall. Just begin to notice that space in your room. And now with your eye gaze, track to one end of your room to the other. As you do so, your eyes are moving as well as your head and neck. Using your vision here to bring you into the safe and present moment. Okay? And now notice something in your room. So look at something in your room. Maybe it's a photo of you and a good friend. Maybe it's a painting that brings you a sense of comfort, or maybe you have a furry pet at home and you can look at them. But just allow your eye gaze to rest upon this thing in the room. And now describe what you're looking at. So you can do this silently to yourself. Find 3 features to describe it. Notice any subtle sensations that shift within your body as you describe this thing. Notice if you feel more of a sense of calm or excitement. And now let's shift your gaze to something else in the room, perhaps a painting, perhaps a plant. And with your gaze resting on this thing, describe 3 features. Notice any subtle shifts that occur within your body as you describe it. Good, and then come back here resting with the central focus on the video. Okay, now we're going to orient not just with our gaze or our mind, but we want to orient with our bodies. And this is a piece that is often missed when we're practicing mindfulness. A lot of times that can keep us quite caught up in the mind. So let's orient with the body and just feel a difference here. So we're just going to, you're going to track your gaze again like you did before, the top of the ceiling where it meets the wall. And you're going to turn your gaze, but now you're going to allow your shoulders to rotate, your ribs will rotate, even your pelvis will rotate as you look to where the ceiling meets the wall behind you. And then ever so slowly tracking again your eyes, head, neck, shoulders, ribs, and pelvis. So you're orienting now with your body. And as you do this, we're actually finding some movement along the psoas muscle. So your psoas connects your spine to your lower body. So moving from your spine through your hips and back to your lower body. And keep moving just like that, going slowly. And notice for yourself as you do this, does a feeling of calm come over? Are you beginning to feel more connected to your mind, as well as your ability to feel, sense, and notice what's occurring in the room? And do you have a deeper sense in your body? Okay. You can take your hands just beneath your seat here and take your right foot out and point with your big toe. And now push through your heel. So push through the inside of your heel, so the inner edge of your heel, pushing there. And then push through your toe, your big toe. Good. Keep rotating just like that. Forward and back. Forward and back. Good. And now push through your big toe and then bring it back to your heel and push out through your big toe and your inner heel and bring your right hand to your glute. Notice the activation of your glute as you push out through this part of your body. Feeling here that when you activate and support yourself from your feet, that you're getting that recall all the way up into your glutes, feeling the support and strength of your own body here. Good, and then switch it to the other side, toe to heel, toe to heel. Good, and now we're gonna push through your big toe mound and your inner heel, and as you do, feel your glute fire on your left side. Release, and then again, once more, pushing through your big toe mound and your inner heel, feel your glute fire, and release. Good. Go ahead and step down from your chair and move it out of the way. And now we want to find our danda. So squat to stand. Good. You can actually place your danda on the floor in front of your feet. And please be barefoot here. So if you have on socks, take them off. And we're just going to roll the danda on the bottoms of your feet, applying a little bit of pressure as you do that. Look down at your feet and notice that as you roll the danda beneath them, your feet and your toes curl around the curves of the danda. Noticing that this happens without you even having to think about it. Noticing that you are built with an intuition within your body that knows through sensing and feeling how it must adapt in order to support you amid a change. Step down and notice which side, which foot do you have more feeling or sensation in? And now switching to the opposite side. Same thing here. Allowing yourself to actually look down at your foot, and as you roll from heel to toe, notice all of those articulations that are happening within your foot without you having to think about it. This is proof that your natural design was actually designed to support you through feeling and sensing. It's very different than having to think and analyze and over-rationalize in order to do what's best for us. The body runs on a different intelligence. And healing and transformation is dependent on our ability to unite our conscious mind with that innate intelligence. Great, and step down. Go for a walk around your space. In this moment, do you have more awareness in your feet and your body than you did before? Good. And now either grab a sip of water, or I had prompted some of you before class to bring some nourishing tea or nourishing drink. Go ahead and grab that now. And I invite you to have the slowest sip possible and really allow the texture of this liquid to rest on your tongue. And now, only if you want to, close your eyes as you take your next drink. Perhaps noticing even more texture. And notice for yourself now, do you feel more present than you did before we began our practice? So let's work with a little bit of tapotment. This is also known as a Thai medicinal massage, but we're going to make contact with our bodies. When we do this, we want to get a bit of a stinging sensation on our bodies, on our skin, because we're doing this in order to stimulate blood flow as well as cellular regeneration. But what's also happening here is that we are feeling the boundary of our body. Now stop and notice, which side do you have more sensation in? Which side of your body do you feel more alive within? So we can use tapotment to actually move some of the waters of the body to boost circulation and to boost a regeneration process within our cells. But it's also to assist with bringing us into the proprioceptive sense. So the sense of, I am a physical being in a body with needs. Continue. Up and down. One of the symptoms of trauma is that we become disconnected from our proprioceptive sense, and keep going with the tapotment as I'm speaking to you. But we become disconnected from the proprioceptive sense, where we really don't feel like we're inside of our bodies, or we're not feeling alive in our physical form, or we're missing essential cues coming from our body, right? So we might work through aches and pains, or ignore certain sensations. And so with this, it is a disruption in proprioception as much as it is with interoception. So the ability to really track what's happening within our bodies. Let's continue more with tapotment here. For a lot of people, we can get really bound up in this area between the rib basket and our pelvis. So bringing awareness and vitality here. Kidneys all the way up. Good. Now moving about your space and just noticing, do you have more or less energy than you did before? All right, and now let's come down for a bit of an inversion. So we're just gonna go legs up the wall, okay? So you can come down and get yourself situated so that your legs can rest against a wall. So here we're redirecting the flow of blood. Bring your hands behind your head, interlace them, and bring your thumbs just beneath your earlobes or behind your earlobes. And as we're here, we've come into a state of receptivity. In this state of receptivity, we are able to orient to our internal processes of the body or interoception. Begin to notice in this moment, does your breath feel restricted or does it feel free and flowing? Notice it without judging it. And the mind may tend to wander. You know, this happens a lot of times when we go down for a meditation or we're trying to bring awareness into our bodies. So we're just going to give the mind just enough to do to bring us deeper into our bodies. So let's count down at your own pace. We're going to count backwards from 30. Beginning now, 30, 29, 28, 27. Continue on your own. 15. 3, 2, 1. Notice if in this moment you can breathe more freely. Do you feel more vital or less vital than before? Can you notice the floor beneath you? Describe 3 features of the sensation of the floor beneath you. Notice if it is supportive, if it feels hard or soft. Does it feel warm or cool? Noticing the support beneath you. Allowing yourself to feel that you are in fact held by the earth beneath you in this moment. And gradually we'll come out of the inversion. You can roll onto your side. And let's make our way up to standing. Allowing the blood flow to redirect itself. Take your right foot forward and your left foot back, finding warrior 1. Hinge forward from your hips, belly over your thigh. Push down into the earth from your big toe mound and your inner back heel. So back foot pushing down from your big toe mound and your inner back heel. As you do that, noticing the activation of your glutes, your hamstrings, perhaps also feeling your calf fire. And then from here, lifting up from your heart, but keep that activation of your glutes by keeping your big toe mound and your inner heel grounding into the earth. If you wish, you can bring your arms overhead. Keep the activation. Notice the strength and support of your very own body. Hinge forward. Bring your back foot forward and switch. Warrior 1 on the other side. Here, bring your hips. So you're going to hinge over your front leg. Your hips lift slightly. Hips back. Ground down through your inner back heel and your big toe mound. Lift up through your heart. Keep grounding down. Keep breathing. And you can even take your right hand back into your right glute and notice that as you push down through your inner heel and your big toe mound, you have this strong support of your back body. One more breath here. Hinging forward from your hips, bring your back foot forward and stand up. Bring one hand to your center of gravity, a few inches beneath your navel. Bring your other hand to your heart. If it feels safe, close your eyes. May you recognize that through your ability to feel, sense, and notice, you are supported by your very own body.